In my life, I've had a lot of ups and a lot of downs. I have good memories, and there are things I deeply regret. I carry burdens of my past. I carry a lot of guilt into my future. But we are human. We make mistakes, some bigger than others, but I reach my low. But it's only up from here. My name is SonTran, and this is my story. So my relationship with God has never been, at least in my mind, I don't think perfect relationship. I don't think I was fully committed. A lot of times, even now, I think certain times God would resent me, so I was afraid of that. And I didn't think I was worthy of his love a lot of times, so that's why I was scared to, put my trust into higher power. And a lot of times when I'm going through a rough night, why I started to question why me? And I just yelled at the skies if you're real, then why me? Why am I the one with suicidal thoughts? Why am I the one to have all these thoughts? And why do I hate myself? And I started to question that a lot. And I started to question if you're real, then everybody says that, God loves all his children. If he so loves his children, then why am I going through this? Why is he putting me through this? And if he's in control, then why isn't he answering? And why isn't he, fixing the situation and helping me through these situations? And I felt very weak. I did not want to show my vulnerability through music or through conversation or through, anything. I didn't want people to see that I was, hurting. I didn't want people to see that I was, lost in my own mind. And I was afraid of what people were going to think of me if I told them that I questioned God, because everybody told me to trust him. I hid that all inside from everyone around me, from my friends, my family, my workers, my co-workers, everybody. It's just a lot of times now I've realized that, instead of yelling questions up to God, I started to just talk to God. And I think that was a turning point in my life, where instead of going to him when something was going wrong in my life, I started going to him for both. It was whether it was something good or something bad. I think a lot of times we blame God when things don't go the way we wanted it to. But then when something good happens in our life, we just push him to the side, and we never think that we should thank him or even tell him or let him know. And so I started doing that, and I started to heal emotionally and mentally, and then I started healing physically. And I had to take a step back and realize that I could rewrite my story, and I wanted to, with his help. And the more I stopped asking why me and blaming God, I started turning that around with the same questions. With music, it's why me? Why did I get how can I do this? And I started putting that why me question into the positive side of why was I guess chosen to do this, or was I? And I took time away from people to focus on new things, And that's when my mental state and my emotional state connected with the arts, with music, with writing, with everything. And now I feel incredibly blessed and grateful that I have an outlet and a place to go, or a place to literally pour my heart out. And I feel like a part of me was starting to reform myself and starting to rewrite my story, not in the way I want it, but trusting higher power to lead me in the right direction.
My tears. So if you hear from me again, know that I made a phone call up to heaven. Hey man, I still remember times at work. That time I lost my wallet. You made your mission out.